Are you ready for some problem solving? Remember, to solve a story problem, the first thing we have to do is to read and understand it. So let's go back and read our story problem together. There are 7 flowers growing in my garden. I want to give flowers to my mom for Mother's Day. I picked 5 flowers. How many flowers do I have left growing in my garden? Now let's go back and unpack our story problem. We're going to read it line by line. Think about what it's saying and make pictures in our mind. We're going to visualize. The first sentence says, there are 7 flowers growing in my garden. What's growing in my garden? 7 flowers. In my mind, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beautiful flowers growing in my garden. The next sentence says, I want to give flowers to my mom for Mother's Day. I can see myself giving my mom flowers and a big smile on my mom's face. The next sentence says, I picked 5 flowers. What did I do? I was picking flowers. How many did I pick? 5. And remember, when I pick flowers, I'm taking them out of the garden. In my mind, I can see myself bending over and picking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers. The next sentence says, how many flowers do I have left growing in my garden? Oh, I see a question mark. A question mark tells us that it's an asking sentence. It's asking us a question, and we're going to have to answer it. Then I see the words, how many, at the beginning of the sentence. How many tells me I'm going to be counting to find the answer. You have to count to get the amount. It's asking how many flowers do I have left. So I'm going to be counting the ones that are left growing in my garden. Now that we've unpacked the story problem, let's go back and act it out. There are 7 flowers growing in my garden. All right, you can see my garden. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to give flowers to my mom for Mother's Day. I picked 5 flowers. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pick 5 flowers. And remember, when I pick them, the flowers are no longer in my garden. So I'm going to be taking away. Remember, when you take away, you are subtracting. So how many am I taking away? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next sentence asks, how many flowers do I have left growing in my garden? So what am I going to be counting? I'm going to be counting the ones that are still in my garden. Let's circle those. And now remember, how many means we're going to count to get the amount. Let's count them. 1, 2. So how many flowers do I have left growing in my garden? I only have 2 flowers left growing in my garden. Let's write the number sentence that represents the story problem. There are 7 flowers growing in my garden. 7 is my starting number, so I'm going to write that number first. That's going to be the first number in my equation. I started with 7 flowers. I want to give flowers to my mom for Mother's Day. I picked 5 flowers. Well, when I picked those 5 flowers, I was taking away. I was doing subtraction. And what sign do we use to show subtraction? The minus sign. So there's my minus sign. And how many did I take away? Well, it says I picked 5, so I took 5 away. I'm going to write the number 5. So here we have 7 minus 5. And then what is that equal to? There's my equal sign. Over here, I have to write the number that is equal to 7 take away 5. So how many, when I took 5 flowers away, how many did I have left? 1, 2. So 7 minus 5 is equal to the number 2. Let's read the number equation. 7 minus 5 equals 2. I noticed that I started with 7 flowers, but now I only have 2 flowers. What happened to the number? The number went down. And why did the number go down? Because I was doing subtraction. I was taking away. And when you take away, the number goes down. The number goes down. Very good. Solving our story problem. Now let's see if we answered it correctly. Let's underline the question. How many flowers do I have left growing in my garden? Well, I came up with the number 2. Is that what's left growing in my garden? Does it match my picture? It does. We did a great job solving the problem.